how is it go the horse ahead of the cart here? Because as I stand it right now, this thing is so, I call it explosive. Somebody, wherever could say, hey, build me an atomic bomb, and no, the Pacific. And can it cover it? Who's responsible for this kind of...
It's a great question, caller, and I will say it's a broader conversation than the UCC Business Conference on this. But I would say to that is you're right. These are actually valid questions that have been asked, and there's been a number of political conversations, AI conferences where these matters are discussed. To that question of, can you ask this build a nuclear bomb? It'll give you some guideline instructions. Trying to find the uranium might be a whole different conversation point, though. But from the college standpoint or from the academic standpoint, there are also AI tools which will help detect papers that are being written by AI. So you just can't go online and say, AI, write me this paper, and then you go and submit it. What more and more schools are now doing, and CIG themselves employed this with some of their exams as well, is employing the AI counterattack tool, which is going in and looking into the papers to see if there are certain patterns that are being copied. But a caller back out.
But I think the frightening part of this is that, what you just described is in a controlled sort of environment.
Sure.
But you've got the space cowboys out there, where they're not in any kind of controlled environment, and you've got this tool at your fingertips. Anyway,
it's a scary conversation. I can appreciate where your concern is coming from, because it's an unregulated. It's the Wild West, but it's the Wild West with an AI brain,
and currently it's not regulated.
No.
Yeah, if that conversation is so big, for example, the conversation being had at the UN level, for example.
Sure.
Different parts of the world are looking into how they bring some control to it, some regulation to it.
Some are.
And but that is a larger conversation that the globe has to have about AI.
You're right. Caller, if I can ask you to leave you there.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go to our commercial break, and Dr. Livingston does have a few more points to go over for the school. But thank you so much for your points. Your points are very valid, and I do empathize with concerns that you raised. This is actually an currently unregulated field with a ton of potential to do good and to do bad as well. On that note, let's go to our final commercial break. When we come back, Dr. Livingston will endeavor into your conversation on the Weekend Workforce Readiness Center.
And the launch of our journals.
And the launch of journals.
Yes.
Back with more talk today, right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, joined in the studio by Dr. Livingston Smith from UCCI. Dr. Livingston, wide breadth conversation today on AI and your conference this week in collaboration with ICCI. But you have two more items on your agenda today.
Right. The first one I want to discuss with you is the fact that UCCI has just started this program. It's called the Weekend Workforce Readiness Center. The idea is that there are many persons we know who are busy professionals. They want to advance their career. There might be students who want to go fast in their program, or anybody who wants to get a certificate, an industry valid certificate. And so we have started this program where classes run on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 4 o'clock, in person or hybrid. And we want to let the public know that this is a valid way of upping their skills. For example, right now we are accepting persons in 4 7-week courses. Project management, for example, is if you're interested in that, please go to UCCI website and get registered for that. The audience we're looking for are persons who, team leaders, project managers, professionals. The course is called Mastering Project Success, Strategies for Effective Leadership and Execution. We have a course in ACAMS, Anti-Money Laundering Specialist Certification. These are 7-8-week courses, all right? A course in business communication. There are persons who maybe just want to refine their skills in writing and speaking. Team leaders, middle-level managers, professionals, regular persons who want to improve their capacity to communicate orally and in writing. All right, this is for you. We have a course in hedge funds administration fundamentals. All of these are vital in the sense that we want to open other ways at UCCI for persons to access education. We sometimes what they call it now is called micro credentials, small certificates, but when you put it together, it's substantial. It's substantial.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying to everybody, please, you want to do these courses: hedge funds administration fundamentals, business communications, ACAMS, project management. These 4 courses, you can go to the website right away or call UCCI, but go to the website and you'll see where you have short courses, get registered, and where you'll be surprised to know that for each course is just $650 CI dollars. And I want to emphasize the quality of persons that are teaching these courses and the learning that you can get from that. Allow me to run on to the second thing before
Please, yes.
before time goes on me.
You have 10 minutes left.
Yes. Next week, Monday, Ray, we're going to be launching 2 journals. We have had for a long time what they call the senior journal, the University College of the Cayman Islands Journal. And this edition, entitled Bridging Divides in the Cayman Islands and the Caribbean, has quite a few interesting papers. All right? So we're launching this journal along with the first time we're going to be having a student version of the journal. All right? So what we have done is to say those of our students who have done particularly well in different areas, whether it be in English or the sciences and so on, they have done a big research. What we have done is to put their work in a publication, right? To give them the opportunity of publishing their works in a book, really, a journal. So 24 of our students have writings in this journal, writings covering creative and extracurricular writings, oratorical speeches, poetry, research in different areas. And so these are fledgling student writers. The faculty worked with them in getting their papers published. And so what it does is to give our students a realistic view and experience of the demands of publication, the process of publication, writing and refining your work, that kind of thing, toward getting published. So they're going to be launched on Monday, next Monday, at 6 p.m. in the hall. Our guest speaker is Ms. Teresa Pitcairn, and it's going to be really normal. Some of the students are going to be given a 5-minute or so summary of their papers, along with the adult version, which covers quite a few topics to do with Cayman, the Caribbean, and globally. So I want to encourage persons. You can come and get a copy of each journal, but just come on campus so that you can be a part of that conversation also.
So, a quick question on this one was
Yeah.
the journals. There's a junior and a senior. That's the junior.
Right. The senior version, this is the 8th edition of that.
Okay.
In fact, here's a copy of it right here.
Ah, interesting.
Right. So we have professors at UCCI who write a number of things. We also have a global audience. So when you come to the launch, you will have other professors who will join us from other universities who have written in this journal. The university has to do these high-level things, you know,
Sure.
to encourage the kind of scholarship that we want to have at UCCI.
Of course.
So the senior version has papers by more mature academicians
Of course.
covering different areas. All right. Take for example a paper done by Dr. Palmer entitled "Multiculturalism: An Exploratory Study of Its Roles in the Cayman Islands." Work team in the Cayman Islands. She did a big study on the Cayman Islands as a multicultural center, what it means for our workplaces and for culture, that kind of thing. She did a paper on that. The paper on the skills gap in the Cayman Islands. All right. There are papers covering Cayman sociology and politics, those kind of things. So it covers quite a wide gamut of ideas in this journal. And the student journal now is where the students themselves, we have worked with them to get them published. In terms of the student journal, what we see, our ambition is to, as we go forward, to allow students in other institutions in Cayman Islands and abroad to see that as an avenue to get themselves published. All right, definitely.
Interesting. And are the students marketing the books themselves, or is UCCI marketing the books? How does that all work?
Together, because they're going to be there with their parents and friends. It's a celebratory event.
Sure.
You know, you have done this feat. You want to celebrate that. I'm in print. Here's my paper in this book.
Yeah, there's a
And
prestige there.
precisely, and even beyond that, when we have gotten rid of all the physical copies, we're going to have the e-version on our website, and cumulatively you'll have all of those there. All
Interesting.
right?
Okay, so I can go to the website right now and see all the previous.
No, we're not going to give you them right now. After we have launched it, after we have launched it, then you can see the e-version.
Fair
And we have an exciting guest speaker. You know, Miss Teresa
I know
Pitcairn.
mysteries very well.
She's going to come and give an exciting speech about the importance of these kinds of activities in building the brand and also as part of developing society.
Very intelligent individual. She's very well spoken. I look forward to seeing how these journals progress in the future. I mean, I do enjoy reading research papers. I think there's a lot of meat within those papers, like the research that is done, the vetting that is done. It's not just someone going online and writing a blog. It is someone who has put in the time and effort to research a topic matter and come up with a very,
Indeed.
intellectual response.
Indeed. The writing process, in terms of especially the senior version, we're encouraging research. You have the topic, you have got to research it, the different methods of research you want to utilize, and you write your paper. And it's a peer-reviewed journal.
Which makes it actually more powerful, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So that you submit your paper, but peers, somebody in the field, two persons in the field will have to look at it
Absolutely.
and make suggestions. Well, decide first, can it be published
Absolutely.
as is, or do you want to make some changes to it? All right. An interesting paper in the journal, I think interesting paper, is by Carlisle Corbin, an advisor to the U.S. Virgin Islands. And his paper is entitled "Preparation for the Full Measure of Self-Government, Selected Caribbean and Pacific Dependency Models." He's an expert on these small islands and the models of development. He had a paper in that. So there's a paper on TVET education, actually. So the journal is quite broad in what it is covering.
Yes.
Right. When you come to the event on Monday, we're going to be giving opportunities to the audience. We're going to have other call for papers there. We're going to have
When you say call for papers,
a call for paper, meaning that just as we have this publication here that we're celebrating, there'll be other publications. For example, there'll be one on AI in education.
Okay.
All right. There's a call for paper, meaning, do you want to write something in this journal? Here are the
for the public to actually.
Precisely.
Love it.
Yeah, so you can come and say, I want to get myself into one that is being formed right now.
So even if they're not a student.
Oh yes, it's for the entire public,
Oh,
definitely.
that's awesome.
And it's for the entire public to come and be a part of that. The journal is not just for UCCI faculty and it's for anybody who believes they can go through that process and refine it.
Yep.
And it has to go, of course, through a peer review process. All right, so we'll have call for papers. There's one on AI in education. There's one about Cayman in the next 20 years. Different facets of that possibility. There's one on TVET education in Cayman and the Caribbean. And so there'll be 3 different journals being considered simultaneously. There's one also on sustainability and so on. So you might have an interest in any of these. You want to make a contribution.
Is there one on traffic management?
On what?
On traffic management?
Well, there could be, because the journal that we're working on that looks at Cayman in the next 20, 25, 50 years, you could take that up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I figure you picked so many hot topics
Yes.
as it was. May as well throw that in the mix. And
Yeah, precisely. But I really want to encourage persons to come to the conference tomorrow.
Sure.
That begins at 9 o'clock. And also to come to the launch of the journals that is next week, Monday at 6 o'clock. And also, please be a part of the Weekend Readiness Workforce Center, where we're offering short certificate courses to allow persons who cannot make the regular university schedule, but you can do some hours on the weekends and still get an education.
Dr. Livingston, thank you so much. I appreciate the wealth of information you always bring to the conversation. On that note, we do need to call it a wrap for today's show. Thank you again to all of our loyal listeners out there in Radio Cayman Nation, and to the NDC, the Cayman Compass, the RCIPS, DCEFS, ICCI, and UCCI, and of course to Miss Susan Watson. On behalf of the entire Radio Cayman family, have a very, very happy Wednesday. I'm Raymond Singh, and God bless.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.